Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
And I hope she's recording all this. Chair, I paid for that chair with my taxes, you dumb.
Sit down. Sit down.
You and you shut up too. What are you gonna do? I am not. Now you're alright.
This over here trying to slam my around. Hell no. No, I don't feel better. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Not every officer wears the badge with honor. Some lose control in ways that shock even their own departments. We're talking about insane cop meltdowns that should have ended their career but didn't. And when things go too far, it's not always internal affairs who step in. Sometimes it's everyday people who catch the chaos, call it out, and refuse to stay silent. These aren't just bad apple moments. These are real stories where regular citizens stood their ground, exposed the abuse, and proved that no meltdown, no matter how outrageous, can stay buried forever.
Moron.
Excuse you, sir?
I just said you was a moron.
Excuse you, sir.
I said it again.
All right, you know what? I will arrest you. You know what?
A female officer approached a man who clearly didn't want to engage. He told her bluntly that she couldn't help him, and instead of walking away, she doubled down, threatening to arrest him for disturbing the peace. Just another one of those insane cop meltdowns that should have ended their career but somehow didn't, because apparently being cursed at is now a criminal offense, maybe even a step above Grand Theft Auto in her book. And no, this wasn't the peak of her overreaction, not even close.
What can I help you with, sir?
Can't help me with the damn thing.
You don't need anything?
Do I need you to come up here asking me if I do?
Yeah.
Did I stop you?
No, I'm approaching you because I got a call.
You ain't got no reason to.
I do actually.
She called you.
I actually do have.
Oh, you do?
I do actually have a reason.
Get your car and go.
And you can stop, sir, or I will arrest you for disorderly. How does that sound?
I would challenge that in court. I would love you to do it.
Okay, because you're being
Fucking
disorderly.
Right here.
You're being disorderly. You're being disorderly.
Know what disorderly is?
Yes, you're causing a problem, and you're expecting me. You're cussing at me.
You can't be the complainant either, can you, moron?
Excuse you, sir?
I just said you was a moron.
Excuse you, sir.
I said it again.
All right, you know what? I will arrest you. You know what?
Out here.
All right, you are under arrest for disorderly conduct.
Right?
No, I need you to turn around and place your hands behind your back.
All right.
Do you have any weapons on you or anything?
I've got a pocket knife.
Where's that pocket knife located at?
It's in my front pocket. No, you can't get it.
Oh, I can if I need to. I'm not going to have. You can hand it to me.
You better get your supervisor.
Florida County, can you get me back up? Call sheriff and have him get over here, please.
Yeah. Just like when you rolled up and wanted my name and tag and like that.
Or anybody available.
Nothing.
She ordered him to take a small knife out of his pocket while also telling him to put his hands behind his back. Even though he was already showing a willingness to cooperate, she kept repeating the command, maybe hoping he'd forget the sequence and mess up. Naturally, all of it came with the tone of a school teacher who couldn't decide whether she was dealing with a student or a criminal.
Yeah, I wasn't doing shit. You rolled up there and demanded me give you my driver's license.
When are you talking about that?
Over by the gravel quarry. Are you stupid? Did you can't remember that either?
No, I pull over and I talk to a lot of people, sir.
Yeah, I'm sitting there, minding my own business. Why did you need my driver's license?
So I can identify who you are.
You don't need to identify me unless I commit a crime.
No, I can ask for anybody.
You need to take your goddamn dad back to the police academy or whatever for another 6 months.
No, all right. I need you to take your pocket knife out of your pocket there, please, sir.
I need you to...
Sir, I need you to take the pocket knife out of your pocket and turn around and place your hands behind your back.
I already had my hands behind my back.
I need your pocket knife out of there so I make sure. All right, turn around.
I'm not grabbing.
Turn around, hands behind your back. Hands behind your back, sir.
Boy, you're scary, son.
No, you're making me mad. Turn your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
And I hope she's recording all this because I have to click it on.
I am.
Good.
I am.
Then I'll go to commissioners about your stupid too.
It's the commissioners that you have to announce who you are and what's your presence. So that's
not by law.
It's by our commissioners. Go to the commissioners. Turn around.
It became clear that the female officer had no patience for insults. Even after he called her stupid and corrupt, she continued, ever so professionally, to insist on his right to remain silent while walking him to the vehicle in handcuffs. Ironically, every attempt she made to explain his rights only seemed to fire him up even more. But wait, because the tension still had room to grow.
Law.
You are breaking the law, sir.
No.
You're being disorderly. Turn around and place your hands behind your back.
You can't be the goddamn complainant.
Turn around and
You
place
got
your
somebody
hands
else
behind your back. You and
I'm
me
not
and
the
my
complainant. I'm not complaining about me. So
You are
that's
the complainant.
stupid.
Turn around and place your hands behind
You're
your back, sir.
stupid.
You're under arrest for disorderly
I'll
conduct.
do it. And I'm going to welcome
You have the right to remain
because
silent.
You are a stupid mother.
You understand that? You have the right to remain silent?
You know what? I can talk all.
Hey, I'm just saying you have the right. I'm just saying. I'm just saying you have a right. I'm getting this because
You're doing
wrists are big.
shit because you're
Yeah, whatever.
and you don't like it.
Whatever.
You've been called out on your stupid shit.
Whatever, sir.
Yeah. I can talk all the
That's fine. I'm just right.
You can do it. And I have First Amendment right. If I want to call you a moron,
That's
you're
fine.
a moron.
I need to double lock these so they
Now.
don't get tight on you.
As she tried to place him in the patrol car, she solemnly repeated that he had the right to an attorney, which was, of course, the 9th time she'd said it, but who's counting? He responded with more insults, yet she didn't back down. A true professional. If the goal was to resemble a determined arrest robot with a script stuck on repeat.
I'm just saying, do you understand? Okay, do you understand the right? I'm not saying you have to be quiet. I'm just saying you have the right to remain
I have
silent.
the right to do whatever
Do you-
I
Okay,
want
so you
because I
understand.
haven't broken the law.
So you understand you have a right to remain
You
silent.
understand that you're a stupid son of a.
So you have a right to remain silent. You understand that. You don't have to. You have the right to an attorney. Do you understand that, sir?
I got it.
Okay, 10-4. If you can't afford one will be appointed to you.
What are you gonna do?
I'm putting you in my car, sir,
Why for?
because that's
you can't walk my over two.
because I'm putting you in my car.
You're dumb.
Can't afford an attorney, could maybe appointed to you by the court of law. Do you understand that? Watch your head. Do you understand that? If you can't afford one?
I can't afford one.
Okay, but you understand that if you can't.
You know.
You understand that, right?
Stupid.
Okay, that's fine. But you do understand that if you... Okay, 10-4. Do you understand that or not?
I'm ready for you to shut your
Okay.
mouth. You.
All right, 10-4. But do you understand the rights that I have told you
You
here?
know what? I hate you.
Okay, that's fine. But do you understand everything I've told you? 10-4. Fort County, I'll be at 10:15. With one male.
By the time he counted to 10, they were already at the police station. The man was upset and furious, knowing he'd been arrested for exercising the very freedom of speech the officers were supposed to be there to protect. But for the female officer, that worked out perfectly. Now it was easier than ever to portray him as aggressive. Convenient, isn't it? When your victim's anger helps sell your version of the story.
Probably a little bit getting even over not giving you my goddamn driver's license whenever you asked for it before.
I don't even recall that, sir. I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't recall.
Where are you doing
it
that
whenever
door?
You're a lying son of a.
On that door right there, half silver underneath there.
I've already been in there.
Okay, good.
And that stupid in there that called you up here. We'll find out goddamn courthouse who over that for doing nothing. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And when I file a lawsuit against your goddamn
Don't
ass,
push me.
I didn't push you
Yes,
shit.
you did. You elbowed me with your.
Oh yeah, there's your go-to. Is that what you're
No,
gonna
I'm
arrest
just-
me? Police
no.
brutality?
I've already arrested you for disorderly.
Whatever, disorderly and
Disorderly
whatever else
conduct.
you can think of.
Sir, right there. I'm just saying. Sir, sit down. Sit down. Sir,
You
sit down.
don't push me.
You don't freaking kick my chair.
I kicked that chair. I paid for that chair with my taxes. You dumb.
Sit down. Sit down.
You can off.
Who?
See that?
He mentioned filing a lawsuit, and she kept talking about his right to remain silent. If nothing else, at least she's consistent. She insisted he was breaking the law while he kept asking which law exactly. No answer came, but there was plenty of firm tone, because as everyone knows, when you run out of arguments, just raise your voice.
Yeah, you pushed the chair.
You pushed me into the chair, you stupid lying
No.
bitch.
Whatever. 3's here.
You
3's
work for
coming.
the county, you dumb. You ain't in the law. You ain't got a snicker about it. You're law enforcement. What law was broken?
Would you write me a statement? Thank you.
What law was broken?
Disorderly conduct, sir. I've already
You are
explained
not
to you.
the complainant. You can't be the complainant.
I arrested you for
You are
disorderly
law
conduct.
enforcement, not the complainant.
And I'm enforcing
you are
the law.
not the victim.
And I'm enforcing the law.
You're not the victim.
No, she is. So is society.
Oh, well, she is? What did I do to her?
Disorderly
What
conduct.
was in public?
Disorderly conduct.
Oh, was it?
The impromptu legal seminar continued. He tried to explain that she wasn't the injured party and couldn't both be the prosecutor and the officer at the same time. She, on the other hand, played the public interest card. Meanwhile, the public likely just wanted the whole circus to end and everyone to go home. And no, the theatrics weren't over yet.
I would like to see the recording of my disorderly conduct. Hello?
Do what?
Where's the recording of my disorderly conduct?
I don't know at this point. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know at
It's
this
her
point.
word against mine, and I'm being arrested for it?
Yeah.
You're a stupid.
Thank you.
I'm gonna love this.
Yeah. Hey, I'd like you to meet Deputy Watts.
Leave it.
He's being arrested for disorderly conduct.
You can off.
Hey,
And you can off too. What are you gonna do?
I am not.
Now you're alright. That's all recorded too, you stupid son of
Sit down.
a. Sit.
Sit down.
Down.
Sit down. Sit down.
Sit down.
And out.
Get one here now.
Reinforcements arrived. Now the sheriff was mentioned too, even though he couldn't come, so they started requesting additional units. Apparently, the female officer decided she still needed backup for a handcuffed, middle-aged, agitated man because safety first, especially when your opponent's biggest weapon is frustration. How brilliantly stupid that was. And if you thought overreaction had its limit, the safety parade had just begun.
Get one.
All right.
And out. Sit down. Do what you're told. It is. It is. Sit down.
Told me on
Get the lawsuit, motherfucker.
Sit down.
Yeah.
Sit down. Do what you're told.
Yourself your pension.
Sit down.
You lose your
Sit
police
down.
brutality.
Sit down.
Yeah.
Sit down and stay sitting down.
No, this motherfucker right here just slammed my. No.
Sit.
Just because I stood up.
Sit down.
Just because I stood up, you little. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I've.
Yeah.
This is what
I'm in handcuffs and you got a badge, you little prick.
Can we get that?
Yeah.
How do you open yours? I don't know what that one is. Thank you.
Or disorderly.
Yep.
Right.
Time's about 6
Not even
now.
her. Goddamn. Not even the her. Supposedly out in the goddamn hallway.
Tell me what?
Here.
And out in front of the door.
Oh, and you're the fucking complainant on that now? Are you?
I got dispatched. I got called up here.
You can't be the complainant on
Okay,
disorderly
be quiet.
conduct, you stupid. Yeah,
got called.
I said it again.
The man claimed he gave his name before being arrested, but she acted like that detail had somehow slipped by. Even though it had been clear for the past 12 minutes that no actual crime had taken place, the charge kept spinning in circles. Obstruction. Obstruction of what exactly? Logic, common sense? Maybe just her patience. And no surprise, the longer it went on, the blurrier the truth became.
Are you all right? What's it from?
Well, I ain't got nothing sharp on my goddamn shoulders.
He does. He does have a pocket knife in his pocket that he wouldn't get
Oh
out.
yeah,
just
I did.
Just letting you
It's got
know.
my meds on it too.
What?
Sheriff said you guys need to call him because he can't leave.
I need a what?
You guys need to call Sheriff. He said he can't leave. So you guys need to call him.
He can't leave.
Yeah.
Fine, get two here.
Get two, then.
Call him.
Let's get somebody else up here.
Do you want to calm down and tell me what the hell's going on?
There ain't nothing going on except it ain't none of your business, is what I need to go in the goddamn courthouse for, or give my name unless I'm being arrested.
You are arrested now.
Oh, I am now, and I already gave my name long before that. So you.
Good enough.
Watts, E. Watts.
By now, things had slipped into personal insults. He commented on her appearance and suggested she was unpopular in high school. She tried to stay composed, but it wasn't exactly working. Professionalism, it seems, has an expiration date when someone's been yelling at you for 13 minutes straight. And if dignity was hanging on by a thread, the next few moments were ready to cut it clean off.
Bet they loved you back in high school, didn't they?
We could put him in the chair.
Absolutely.
We could put him in the chair.
You want to go along with this process and be done with it, or what do you want to do?
I ain't doing shit. I'm not doing
Well, then it looks like you're going to sit here.
shit.
Thank you.
Where's my dog?
He's over here.
All right.
I got.
Tell them we're 15 and up.
Hold on. She's on the phone. Hold on.
When the man stood up, she put him back in his place. He called it aggression, she called it enforcing the law. At the very least, the people in the building got a free theater show, though the ticket apparently came with threats of handcuffs. More officers arrived, so maybe, just maybe, someone would finally do something that made sense, or at least remember which law they're supposedly upholding.
You want to sit there and behave? And I'll let you go.
I'm sitting there, you dumb. You can't see that? You gotta ask a question.
You want to stand up and be an idiot?
I stood the f up, that's all the f I did. Wow, did I break the law there by standing up? Or was I being slammed around here breaking the law on that for no reason?
Is that the truth?
Dude, was that for going hands on? Was it going hands on for no reason?
It's called aggression.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's called aggression. You goddamn right to shove my ass back over in here, you stupid son of a.
It's your hand for it. You have an ID or anything on?
I haven't got that far.
That's fine.
What's the roids getting to you a little bit there, buddy?
Nah, I gave those up years ago.
Oh, did you?
This is all bad.
I can stand him up. I can search him, get his pocket, get the pocket knife out, and get his
So if you get
ID.
another deputy here, we'll do that.
Okay, 10-4.
The man sarcastically said he'd post everything online while the female officer tried to keep things professional, though it was obvious she didn't appreciate his tone. He mocked her for being new, even though she'd been on the job for 10 years. A classic scene where egos clashed and everything escalated. Because honestly, if freedom of speech really bothers you that much, maybe law enforcement isn't quite your calling.
It costs money, but you know, whatever you don't redact.
Were you able to get hold of two?
He's on his way.
Okay.
And I can put it on the internet.
It's fine.
Sure you spell our names right.
The last time you guys were on the internet, somebody was down at Longton down there having a fit out on porch. Was that Monty?
I don't know who that is.
No, hell no, you wouldn't. You're new.
That's it. I'm new.
How long you been here?
Oh, what, 10 years now?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I've been here 23 years.
And you're still acting clown? Come on, dude.
No.
Silliness.
Ignorance.
Some of you might say the man went too far with the insults, but just think how you'd feel if you were in his place, arrested for simply knowing your civil rights. Maybe, just maybe, this whole mess will teach the officers that respect isn't something you demand with a badge, it's something you earn.
Silliness.
If you'd have grabbed my like that in a bar, I'd have laid you out.
God, what a day that would have been.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot different when you're handcuffed and I'm wearing a badge.
Yeah.
I'd find that.
Chance I get.
Yeah. You're doing it right now.
Hide behind it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Young man? How old are you?
Well, why don't you act your age then and sit there like an adult?
Why? I gotta deal with you?
No, I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lucky you didn't get dog bit.
Yeah, and been something else just going to the charge. I mean, you can't really throw in there resisting arrest, or can we? Resisting arrest whenever he's already arrested, under arrest, in handcuffs, fucking station, resisting arrest.
Which side counts? That's how it works.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Have you gone peacefully into the day?
No, he,
Yes, and I can't say nothing. I have to shut my mouth. I can't talk, yeah.
No.
Disorderly conduct from an officer because she didn't like my tone. That's just too bad.
Well, I'm gonna back her up.
Well, you just go ahead and back her up.
I
You both
will.
could be loser son to
Outstanding.
It sure is. Dealt with it before.
Yeah,
Let's deal with it again.
good enough.
A discussion about resisting arrest when someone is already in handcuffs? Well, now that's the pinnacle of legal reasoning. The female officer and her colleague debated whether it could be added as an extra charge. Well, why not? If you can't catch someone physically running, just claim they resisted emotionally. And if the law somehow seems flexible here, just wait. It's about to become even worse.
Might want to get Kelly on the line, start getting her dressed to be zone. I'll tell you in a minute, but just have another one down here.
Tater?
Well, you know what? Have Johnny make that call.
Okay. Never mind, disregard. Disregard.
What's your name? There's someone down.
I already said my wife needs keys to the car, and you don't give them. They're in my pocket.
Would you mind if I got them?
I do not mind if you give them, but she wasn't going to reach in my phone.
That's fine. Can I?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you stand up and look at the wall. Is that cool?
The man tried to explain that his wife needed the keys. The officer, surprise, surprise, finally agreed to let him take them out, but only with the standard face-to-the-wall command. Her tone was pure interrogation room, even though everything was already under control, because in the system, the procedure doesn't bother with nuance. And no worries, the humanity dial is staying firmly at 0.
That's fine.
Coach, tell me.
It might be there with that knife. It's a big, scary knife, too.
How many you got, bro? That's it.
That's it.
The officer asked for his ID and he responded with curses and asked if she was stupid. Instead of de-escalating, she carried on like they were in a passive aggression endurance contest. And the difference? The man had every right to be upset while they were just digging themselves into a deeper hole with every word. And if self-sabotage were an Olympic sport, this department might just take the gold.
That just changed?
That's Jane. No, you don't need that.
Need your ID.
You don't need
Your
that.
ID.
Did I just tell you, you don't need it?
Well, we need your ID. Okay?
Why don't you just unsnap?
How's that
son of a
work?
Bitch? Jesus Christ.
I don't care what.
Are you stupid or something?
Well, maybe. All right. Thank you, sir. Oh, nice guy. Can I pick up this phone?
You know that?
No, your wife and your ain't on me either.
Leave it.
Hurts all the way down hit my elbow.
pickup run out of gas.
In Moline?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she rolls up.
The man described in detail how he had previously been stopped for no reason after a visit to the dentist. He said the officer back then asked for his license without cause and even called the sheriff because her pride was hurt. All of this should have been enough for the current officer to listen and let the man go, but sadly, that wasn't the case. They just kept riding their power trip.
There and asked me if I was okay. I said, yeah. Just came from the dentist, had my teeth jerked out. And then she demands my goddamn driver's license for nothing. No, you don't need it. So she got off and she calls the sheriff.
Okay. What happened then?
He told her to leave me alone. And she drove up enough that she could get the tag number, because your pride.
Did she get the tag number eventually?
Well, she drove up there and was talking to Kenny Folk right behind me. Looking back at it, I don't know.
I don't recall that. I don't.
She can't recall.
I don't.
That's convenient. I've seen old Marjorie Taylor Greene on TV doing the same thing.
No, I just
Trump,
we.
he can't remember.
I stop, make sure everybody's okay.
That's what scumbags do. They can't remember. Can't recall. Although I can.
So that ruckus / 2 years ago started the ruckus today, or?
No, not on my part. What started today was not being able to go in and get my tag without having to give my license or name and tell them where the I'm going. Ain't none of your goddamn business where I go in a goddamn paid building.
Before we hear the rest of this shocking conversation, allow me to ask you something. Have you ever encountered officers like these? The kind who think they're above the badge and can act however they want? Well, tell us in the comments how that went for you. And now, let's dive back into the rest of this unbelievable exchange because yes, somehow, it's about to get even worse.
Unless I'm in trouble. And I ain't going.
Okay, perfect.
You want to drive one?
So the only go-to you had was to arrest me for disorderly conduct. And whenever she rolls up, she's complaining. She's the one. Now, it's this gal over here working in the sheriff's office. She was the complainant. She did call, otherwise she wouldn't have known to come up here.
Who called?
The dispatch. Jesus Christ, who the hell are we talking about besides her being in here?
I don't know, you just...
Yeah.
Someone has to call here for her to get dispatched, though. So who called? Do we know?
No, he.
We'll find out in the goddamn report, won't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
You got trouble with the wall.
God dang. That's what you made me do, get blood all the wall.
That's why that one was wet, but.
I'll clean it up later.
How'd you scratch yourself?
The conversation continued, and honestly, it wasn't even clear anymore what exactly the officers still wanted from this man. He had already given them his information. They had already humiliated and harassed him, so the question remained, what else is needed for them to finally let him go? At this point, it felt less like law enforcement and more like a stubborn power game.
Got stabbed in the damn leg and I didn't complain. Okay, I complained.
Did you say ouch at least? Got down. Did you say ouch when you got stabbed? Because that hurt, dude.
I cussed.
Okay, that's it. You didn't even say ouch? Give me a...
I didn't say ouch. Who the f is ouch?
I do. Is it not? When it hurts, I say ouch.
No.
No? Well,
I just cuss.
You just... Okay. We got the cussing part now. She should come here to save me.
There's damn blood all over the damn place.
Alright.
Sure you don't want to call EMS?
Oh, no. That'd be a bit much. I'm not that much of a diva. So, are we going to go through this process or are you just going to sit there?
The problem here was that this man was simply too smart for these officers. Their mental bandwidth wasn't even enough to grasp the irony in what he was saying. And so, with every passing second, the situation grew more tense because the officers interpreted every sarcastic remark, every clever jab as a personal attack. The pressure kept climbing with no sign of release.
When you get your bell out, and you can bell right the hell on out. How do you want to roll it?
I'm not belling out. I'll sit here until the skies, turns black. I don't give a shit.
It was black earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, yeah. And
I'll stay in here, rest fuck. I don't give a shit. I ain't belling out.
sent for.
Ain't got nothing to do till harvest time again. I'll just come up here, get my damn tag. 2 tags. The old lady's car in.
When he simply stood up, the officers labeled it as aggressive behavior. Even though he was restrained, she still suggested he was a potential threat. Maybe she'd watched one too many action movies, or maybe she was just trying to squeeze a little more victimhood out of her body camera footage. Either way, the performance was as dramatic as it was unconvincing.
I think I'm good. And I have to tell you my name and where the hell I'm going in that courthouse. That's what it started over. And then a cop complaining that I'm being disorderly. The cop.
I have my card. I'm gonna
Leave it.
I'm gonna go get it real quick out of my car.
That's all right.
I'm gonna have to get it eventually.
Check on my
Yeah, if you want to get it
hammer.
now. Leave it.
A goddamn tick.
Darn, this is not a lot easier to just sit. I don't care if you yell, just sit. Jeez.
All I did was stand the f up. And you gonna tell me that was an aggressive manner with this here? Yeah, I'm gonna probably whoop some ass. Handcuffs behind my back.
I know.
You bet. Well, oh yeah, I seen Jackie Chan and shit. Boy, you bet.
Well, I mean,
Maybe Chuck Norris whooped some handcuffs behind her back.
I heard after 3 days of pain, a snake that bit Chuck Norris died.
The officers commented that his behavior was inappropriate while he provoked them to keep filming him. Then he complained that they wouldn't leave him alone. You might think this man didn't even know what he wanted, but the truth is, he was simply baiting the officers, and they fell for every single bait.
Thin blue line. Got that on a flag somewhere?
Actually, do.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's breaking the law right there, too. Oh, I guess it'd be all right on your skin. Defacing flags, not even an American flag when you do that.
Thanks. Lots.
When you get this idea in there. I'm gonna have you run this,
Just so you're watching me, I'm doing, just
Maybe
getting your
you're in
ID.
front of the camera.
Okay, I'm doing it in front of the camera too. There we go, look at her.
there's cameras all in here. Do the form.
Well, I don't mean to hear your stupid shit.
Okay.
I've heard enough of your stupid shit.
The standard procedure followed. Questions about marital status, place of birth, and religion. The man answered reluctantly or sarcastically, often ignoring the questions completely. It felt like he was testing the limits of their patience while the officer tried to maintain a professionally polite tone. Still, don't let that voice fool you. Behind the calm wording was the same rigid control and quiet hostility that had defined the whole encounter.
Anybody that's got a phone probably got a telephone number.
Okay. You want to give it to me so I put in your information?
No.
Okay. What about emergency contact? Would you like me to put somebody in here for
No.
emergency contact?
No.
Okay.
Put John in there.
John as in Sheriff Walker? Or, Maybe it's a
Yeah.
stupid question, but I don't know.
Next came the part about mental health, self-harm history, and medical conditions. The man refused to answer, accusing the officer of just putting on a show for the cameras. Even when they offered to mark his responses as declined, he replied with more insults. And honestly, they deserved everything. You'd probably agree. After everything they put him through, a little verbal payback felt more than fair.
I already caught her alive before whenever she called the sheriff.
When did she call us? Today?
No.
Oh,
Whenever I was sitting along the road out there,
okay.
she lied then, caught her. She had to change her story immediately then.
Okay. Is this your first time ever been arrested? Oops. Any mental or emotional problems? Simple question. You don't have to answer if you don't want it. It's your call. It's just me and you, bud.
Yeah. And that board and the cameras, whatever. Try again.
Well, since all the cameras are gone, you can. I mean, here you go.
No.
No? Okay. You ever been treated for emotional problems? Hospitalized for emotional problems or mental problems? Have you experienced a significant personal loss within the last year? Are you a regular user of drugs and alcohol? Okay. You ever tried to commit suicide or do serious harm to yourself?
The officer tried to finish the assessment. The man, with biting irony, admitted he was a wanted criminal, all because he tried to register a vehicle without giving his name. By this point, the officers probably realized just how badly they had messed up, but their egos were far too inflated to simply say sorry and let the man walk away.
Any current health problems or issues?
Did you get his charges?
No, I haven't put him in yet. I was just moving on. I didn't know what we were doing.
Well, there's probably a few things that we're gonna do. Let's go back to that.
Come out. Slowly. I'm gonna need to use 4 signatures.
Let's see.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's all for me, but I gotta clean up the wall floor. I gotta clean up the wall floor.
Give me kisses, boo-boo.
Why don't you just get cooperative direction? You brought this all on yourself, so
Sure I did.
Isn't it sad that the very officers who once swore to protect the civil rights of all now act as though constitutional laws don't even exist? Can you believe it? And later, they'll act surprised when people don't like them. But honestly, this right here is exactly why.
I'm a wanted criminal. God damn. Boy, I tell you what, I would hate to see all the criminals that don't want to give their name to go into a goddamn courthouse
Well,
to get their tag.
lower your mouth. You lower your.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm yelling. Oh my God.
Well, I'll just give.
My voice is raised. Oh boy, that's horrible. I want to see the charges they would have because I raised my goddamn voice. Like to see them charges. I'd like to see the shit made up too. Well, I guess I will get to see that, won't I? So will my attorney. Oh, did your county attorney? She moved out of Fredonia, didn't she?
Even though the officers ultimately took the man to a jail cell, they didn't win the day. He didn't forget, and he was ready to show the world the truth, exposing every lie and abuse they tried to bury. So now the real question is, what kind of punishment do these officers deserve for this behavior? Let us know in the comments. And with that, we move on to the next case, which is just insane to say the least. Speaking of insane cop meltdowns that should have ended their career, let's talk about this encounter that started rather chaotically. A man was thrown to the ground begging for help and desperately asking someone to give him a hand. And instead of receiving help, the police showered him with commands as if he were a convict rather than a person in distress. Very empathetic, right? After all, the most logical response to someone crying for help is to yell at them like they caused an earthquake. And believe it or not, this was just the warm-up.
Help me! Help me, please!
Give me your arm now.
You feel better? You get your nose? Huh? You feel better, G? You feel better? Do you feel better? Huh? You feel better? Answer my question, bro. Do you feel better? Do you feel better, bro?
No, please let my be.
Do you?
Please let my leg.
Do you feel better, bro? Huh?
Please let my
You feel better, B? Go ahead. Here go the other pocket. Here go the other pocket. No, I'm gonna help him. I'm helping, bro.
The detained man sarcastically asked if the officers felt better now. It was as if they arrested him for the sake of their own mental well-being, and honestly, that might not be far from the truth. Still not satisfied, the police then moved on to an illegal search, digging through the man's belongings in search for his ID. Apparently, respecting someone's rights is optional when your ego needs a boost.
There you go. Yeah, yep. You want to search my booty hole too? There you go. Here, look. There you go. Boom. You want that too? That's what you want? That make you feel better, B? Ain't nobody did shit to you. Nothing. You feel big? What's your name? You. You feel big?
Hey, this will go better for you.
No, hell no, man. You weren't even here. This ain't do. This came over here trying to slam my around. Hell no. No, I don't feel better. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay.
Did I scare you guys?
Apparently, hey, you know being black in America is the worst thing you can do, right?
That's it.
That's it. Being black in America, baby.
Charges on her.
Hey, he gonna shoot me in my face in a minute. Not right now. Not right now.
The man insisted he hadn't done anything, but the officers continued using force. When he asked if they felt big and powerful, it was clear he had had enough of their inferiority issues. Because let's be honest, 6 cops towering over one unarmed man doesn't exactly scream justice, it radiates raw intimidation. A fine display of muscle over mind, and trust me, the imbalance is only getting started.
You ain't gonna shoot me in my face now right now? Hey, bro. Hey, Terry,
You're under-
shut up talking to me. Hey, Terry,
You need
I
to
asked him, was he gonna shoot me in my face?
You
He said
need-
not right now.
You need to identify yourself. If you do not ID yourself, you're
You
going to
got
go
my
over failure.
fingerprints. You got my fingerprints.
Copy.
You know who I am. Let's go, baby! Out of here, man. I love you. Hey, please, being black in America is the worst thing you can do these days. Can I sit up, B? This hurt like a motherfucker.
On your ass, bro.
This hurt like a motherfucker.
It was a classic case of nobody knows who's arresting whom or why, with everyone at the scene, including the man being arrested, completely clueless about what was going on. And to top it off, one of the officers looked just as confused, as if he didn't even know why the handcuffs were used. But hey, why not cuff first and figure out later?
Hey, he locking us up because nothing. Literally, because of nothing. Literally. I wish I was a cop. I'd lock these. Real mustache. Big mustache. A to say.
Hey, can I get name and badge numbers
For everybody. Can we get a name and badge for every... Shoot, man, you know what? I like you, man. Cool.
I'm glad you like me.
Listen, you cool as hell.
Huh? What's your name and badge number?
The situation turned increasingly tragicomic as bystanders tried to explain that there had been no fight or argument, just a simple conversation about fixing a car. But apparently in America, even mechanic talk isn't safe if you're black. Either the gears look suspicious or the spark plugs gave off criminal vibes. So better play it safe and assume felony over faulty wiring, right?
So what's your name and badge number?
Thorn.
What's your badge number?
Sergeant. 1437.
Thorn! 1437!
You want to tell me
what's yours?
Hey, what's your first name?
Do that.
What's going on?
I don't know. I came up, they were at my door, they put me in handcuffs.
Okay. What are we fighting over today?
I have no idea. What? I have no idea.
Is there an argument?
We're just talking about like, see that truck over there?
Okay.
See how it's on the motherfucking thing?
There's one that's smoking?
No. That's part two. Part one is the Chevy.
Okay.
I just placed the wheel bearings.
Yeah.
Took it for a test drive. Didn't work out.
Okay.
So my whole truck came off and stuff, right? We're just talking about like life, what we're gonna do next. We got some we gotta pick up.
Right.
Like,
Despite repeating claims that everyone was calm and nothing had happened, one of the men still ended up in handcuffs, and according to him, all he did was step outside to see what was going on, which the police apparently interpreted as a rebellious act, because in their eyes, curiosity must be the new crime of the century. Maybe next comes a law requiring government permission to leave your front porch.
nothing. So I have zero idea why these guys are here.
Okay. So, someone called 911 said that there was a fight here or an argument.
It was not me, her, or him.
So who was it?
Not me, her, or him.
Okay. Did you see an argument?
I mean, we were all having conversations. Like not anything even remotely worthy of this.
All right. So what's happening with my officers today? Like, why are we all rolling around on the ground? No, I'm asking you.
I know. I don't know. I don't know why I'm in cuffs. Like
okay.
I came around the back, right?
So,
because my daughter came and she was like, "Hey, there's some cops outside."
You see my car right there with the lights on? Mm-hmm. Whenever I pull up, you're rolling on the ground with my officers.
I know. They started turning my arm and trying to push me around.
So why was that?
The man tried to explain that he came over because his niece was upset and told him her father was being arrested. He just wanted to check what was going on, a completely normal family reaction, but the police seemed to treat every attempt to understand as a threat. Empathy, that can't guest list. And just when you thought the emotional tone couldn't get any colder, the next move proved otherwise.
I don't know. I'm assuming it's something y'all was trained to do, or I don't know.
Were you being less than cooperative?
I've literally done nothing but what they've asked me to do.
Okay.
They got cameras, we'll see it. So,
Yeah, I'll look at the cameras. All right. Give me your information so we can get all this sorted out.
I'm not giving bro, because I've done nothing. That's not.
Stand up. All right.
Do you see? Now we see.
All right.
Now we see what. Hey, man.
I'll talk to you in a minute.
Oh, you Sarge?
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro! Come on, man.
Whose car is this that's smoking?
My sister's.
Can we turn it off?
We literally was outside trying to get our come up because the truck up. So we were trying to get our car to work. We were switching out in the car. Gee, nothing happened.
So
Buddy and them came up.
After the man said he wouldn't be taken seriously anyway because he's just another black man, it became clear it was far more than a simple misunderstanding. The officers didn't believe him, didn't listen, and relied only on force. His frustration was obvious and completely justified. After all, how can you defend yourself when no one is even hearing your voice?
And my niece came down to the basement and said, "Uncle Bunny, the police are here and they're trying to lock my dad up." I said, "What do you mean?" Exactly. So I came outside. So I come outside and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" That one cop is around and fighting with Terry and they rolling around. He pushing me. I'm like, "Bro, hey, I just want to make sure that my brother good." Instead he pushed me and you know, it don't even mean, look,
okay.
It don't even matter to tell y'all, bro. Because it's not like you're gonna, you know what I mean, take my side over his. It's your mix. Y'all wear that badge.
So, I mean, all this is recorded, right? Because we all got body cameras.
Yep.
I got a body camera.
Yep.
He has a body camera.
Ooh, I can't wait till y'all look at that footage then.
Whose car is this? Can we turn it off?
Turn it off.
Because I'm afraid that
Turn it off.
this thing's gonna...
Turn it off.
All right.
Turn it back on. Turn it on.
We don't know. That was the thing.
Here,
We
let's
was outside trying to fix our
turn
car.
that thing off so it doesn't
Nobody trying to
blow up
bother
on us.
nobody.
The officers kept ignoring everything the witness said. Even though multiple people told them nothing problematic had happened, they stuck firmly to their narrative. Logic, nowhere to be found. It seemed like decisions were being made based on a gut feeling, and that feeling was, these people are guilty. I just need to figure out what for. And if you thought facts might eventually matter, well, that memo got lost.
Want nobody bothering nobody.
So here's the deal. We were called out. Someone called 911. Said that there's a fight or an argument here.
Where? Where do you see that?
Well, that's what my officers are here to investigate.
Exactly. And when your man's got here, I told him, bro, ain't no fighting, ain't no argument, ain't no none of that, bro.
Okay.
He say, all right. He say, why is your man falling around like that? I said, can you get him off can you get off his back and You know what I mean? He got mad at me for saying, again, it doesn't even matter to say this to y'all because you're not gonna believe me, bro. You know what I mean? And that's the part. Y'all here to serve and protect, but anything I tell you is gonna be underseated.
Well, we're trying to get to that point about why everyone's.
Let's just go to the jail, bro. Because y'all not gonna believe me. Y'all not gonna listen to me. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Y'all not. You're not.
Okay. Well.
The man in handcuffs kept repeating that he had just come outside to see what was happening. The officers insisted he had been uncooperative, even though they couldn't clearly explain how or why. Still, one of them decided to head towards the house and started talking to a woman, apparently hoping she'd offer the magical information they were looking for, whatever that was supposed to be.
Guess what? Why would you going to jail? Because I'm steady trying to tell them, bro.
We even know.
This guy didn't witness whatever originally took place to get us out of here. He's not telling us what happened either.
Hey, real
Okay.
Wasn't nobody doing nothing. My niece came and got me and was like,
who's got the log on this?
Uncle Bunny. My dad's
Who is it? 213.
I said, what's the matter, baby girl?
Okay.
She like, they're locking my dad up. I'm like, what you mean they're locking my dad up for what?
Okay.
Are you the one, huh?
All right. So.
All right, hold up.
How are you
What's
doing?
your name? What's your badge number?
My name is Sergeant Justin Thorne, 1437.
Justin Thorne. What you need, baby?
Okay. So we were called out here for some sort of a disturbance, right?
Right. There was no disturbance, but okay, you're
Okay.
here, so here we go.
The police finally explained they had come because of a call about domestic violence. But instead of investigating, they jumped straight into arrest like it was a movie scene. The man accused of not cooperating didn't even know why he had been arrested in the first place. At some point, you have to ask, who's really causing the chaos here?
So what's going on?
I don't know. I'm asking you what's going on.
Okay. I told you what's going on.
You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you got 6 police cars. So I ask you what's going on. What's going on?
I told you what's going on. And you don't know anything that's going on.
No, I don't.
Right. Perfect. Thank you.
On the body cam. It's 100% on the body cam. Your officer said take 2 steps
Smoke,
back.
we just turned it off.
Oh, okay, cool.
Who's got the log on this? So,
13.
we can cancel the wagon, I think. I think we're going to be able to get him in a car.
There's no reason my 7-year-old
All right, gentlemen, what do we got? Whole lot of nothing?
Exactly.
For obstructing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, boss. Can I talk to you real quick? I think you know who lives here.
The officers started coordinating among themselves on how to frame the charges. One of them even admitted he knew who the person was, but claimed they were refusing to identify themselves despite the fact that the person had already been identified. The icing on the cake, turns out there was an old warrant for that person. Great, now the entire mess gets retroactively justified. And just wait, they weren't done yet.
I recognized him as soon as I saw him, but he's still continuing to refuse to identify himself. We got called for a domestic disturbance. Door's wide open. We hear yelling inside. So you knock on the door. Terry Rucker comes around the back, says, "I don't answer any questions. Get my property." Runs back inside the house. She comes out of the house to talk to me.
213 was that from Red on canceling the wagon.
Yeah, I think we should be good. We don't need it now. Thank you. She comes outside, starts talking to us. Terry comes back out and starts pushing her back inside the house, so we put him in handcuffs. Then this cat comes out and starts crouching in on Franchi, who has Rucker back here on the sidewalk. Rucker starts fighting. This guy gets dangerously close to him. I help Franchi with Rucker. This guy won't back up. Franchi pushes him back, and
Meanwhile, the second suspect was identified by name and surname. The officers commented that he had a familiar name, as if simply being on some past list now counted as automatic proof of guilt. Apparently, where there's smoke, there's fire had become the official doctrine. Presumption of innocence, well, that concept must have been left in the patrol car. And if you thought jumping to conclusions was bad, just wait.
Then he starts resisting things. Okay. And he won't tell us his name, and he's got a warrant. So he's going for refusing to identify.
But you guys know who he is?
I know who this is.
Okay,
and I found out his ID.
Oh.
And he's got a warrant?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good work.
So he's going for resisting. He's going for resisting his warrant.
Cool.
What's his name?
Right. His name? Franchi has it. We're good, Barge. Appreciate it.
Hey, what's old boy's name over here?
Should be William.
William DeGraffenreid. That name sounds familiar.
He's got a warrant too. Violent tendencies.
I put a case on a DeGraffenreid, and there can't be that many of them. Pull this picture.
One of the officers tried talking to the woman who had been inside the house, but she wasn't interested in cooperating, and honestly, who could blame her? When you watch your family members being arrested for no clear reason, trust doesn't exactly come easily. The officer, of course, described it as a difficult cooperation, because yes, everything had been going perfectly up until that point.
Yeah?
Can we get in a truck? Because I need some leg room because I'm so tall. I'm like 7 foot. You are? I need some leg room because I'm so tall.
I don't believe so.
I tried to talk to her. She is not cooperative right now.
Okay. Well,
what would we list this as? General disturbance? Warrant arrest? We don't really have any other than resisting.
Did he assault Rucker out here?
He didn't assault me, he just resisted.
Domestic disturbance. I mean, that's the whole crux of why you're here. Domestic disturbance with a warrant arrest and resisting arrest?
Yeah.
Or obstructing?
Man, that's not our
Now it became clear why the officers stick together in situations like this. In their case, 2 heads are better than 1. And it really applies because not a single one of them could have come up with a fake storyline and managed to justify all this nonsense on their own. It takes teamwork to build a shared illusion.
And Stonewall.
Finally, the official report read resisting arrest, obstruction of a police officer, plus an old arrest warrant. The officers came to handle a supposed conflict. Once they learned there had been a fight, well, they should have turned around and left. But that would have been like a predator letting its prey go, and we can't have that, can we? Hopefully these officers get the consequences they truly deserve. If you thought this was shocking, wait until you see what's next. The next video dives even deeper into the kind of abuse you wouldn't believe if it weren't caught on camera. Don't miss it.